My name is my name is Mustafa Alwa. I'm an intermediate level student, and I prepared 12 topics about Great Britain. And now, I want to present two interesting topics about Guide Park and Glasgow city. First, about 12 topics. I have 12 topics. First, it is a Guide Park. Guide Park is the largest park in Scotland and one of the royal parks in central London. Guide Park is famous for its Speaker's Corner. It's located in the northwest Scotland near Marble Arch, and in Speaker's Corner you can speak on any subject as long as you want, except illegal speeches. And accept illegal speeches is a traditional place for debate and for public speeches, and also it is the main sites of protest and assembly in Britain. There are some who claim that this is has a link to Tyburn Gallows, where people could speak before being hanged. Anyway, today, now many of the places where you can freely express your opinions called Guide Park. At the beginning, Guide Park was a hunting ground. In 1536, it was changed to the Royal Park in time King Henry VIII, and eventually here began to celebrate and hold competition there. And in 18th century, it began to had been opened to the townspeople, and there you can meet different types of people. There may be some people can on huge lawns you can play football, rugby, and for fans of skateboards or start dragons, or just lie over the banks of the Serpentine. And the most famous is to Serpentine Lake and Rotten Row. From French, it means by of road of the king. And the rich vegetation in the Guide Park is makes it ecologically pure. And now in the park are various large urban and national events from the royal wedding and the exhibition are held there. And this park is extremely democratic, and it's not for only oligarch or royal family. It for all people created. And I'm sure that you'll be in marvelous feeling when you'll visit this park. There is a picture of Guide Park, and this one too is Lake Serpentine, and this view of Guide Park. These are my other topics, and the second topic is about Glasgow, city Glasgow. Glasgow is the largest city in Scotland and third most population in United Kingdom. Glasgow is the most vibrant and most cosmopolitan cities in Europe. Glasgow third on the number of tourists after London and Edinburgh. And the meaning of Glasgow history of Glasgow is various and rich and lasts more than 2,000 years. And Glasgow, one of the main sites of Glasgow is art and culture. That is why many national organizations related to the art, especially is the most popular art gallery and museum is Kelvingrove in Scotland. This one, Kelvingrove Art Museum in Scotland. And Scotland, there will there is a well-known worldwide collection of painting as famous people as Rembrandt and etc. And it was founded in 15th century. It is not only a place to relax, also its concentration the cultural life of art life in Glasgow, and travel to Glasgow not only to relax, but also its concentration of business, industry, and media. There you can find lots of interesting things and attractive. Glasgow is motherland of clubs as Rangers and amateur clubs Queen's Park and Celtic. Glasgow was the realization first in the world football match, and also there are the great number of famous people was born in Glasgow. For example, Sir Thomas Lipton was born in Glasgow. As you see, this one person is Sir Thomas Lipton, and Sir Macdonald, first Prime Minister of Canada, and this is Alex Ferguson, the most popular footballist in Great Britain, and trainer of club Manchester United, third-time winner of League of Champions. And this is a view of city Glasgow. This one, art gallery and famous people. And Nolan Pinkerton, composer, and Mark Knopfler, there was born there, and actor Jared Butler. And that is all about my topics. Thank you for your attention. If you have a question, you are welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, today my topic is about Great Britain. This paper have little information about Great Britain. Let's first topic. My first topic about Great Britain, second history of Great Britain, and the climate and nature of Great Britain, famous people of Great Britain, and the famous fashion designers, and holidays in Great Britain, dishes, sport activities, and Minak theatre, summer season, educations, the river in England, Red Bus. But I would like to tell about famous person of Great Britain. Famous people of Great Britain. There are many outstanding people of Great Britain. Britain produced singers, explorers, writers, musicians, and other people who are well known in around the world. For example, Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton, one of the greatest history of science, was born a little voyage in the middle of the 17th century. He studied math of Cambridge University, and he studied the nature of lights and color. And the second famous person, it is Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin was born in beginning of the 19th century. He was a great biologist. He created a new theory of evolutions. And Michael Faraday. Michael Faraday was born at the end of 17th century. He was interested in electricity very much, and spent long month he studying these strange words. And Lord Rutherford. Lord Rutherford, of great pioneer of nuclear physics, received the Nobel Prize in 1908 for his investigations into design of element chemistry of radioactive substances. And my second topic, it is famous fashion designers. Burberry, one of the most famous British brands. Burberry imagine designs around the world, but few much the popularity of Burberry checked. Jasper Conrad, Iceland classic today. Jasper Conrad has a strict traditional things, perfumes, and home goods, and a wide selection of product at the center of the Benhams. And Karen Millen, the British has made a name for himself in the 109,080 of their sexual pantsuit. That's all. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I would like to talk about my 12 topics, two topics. It's Great Britain. My inquiry journal consists of 12 topics. They are William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, born in 26 April in 1564 years. He was an English poet and playwright, widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's preeminent dramatist. He had a lot of plays and sonnets. He had 38 plays and 54 sonnets. Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon. At the age of 18, he married Anne Hathaway, with whom he had two children, Susanna and the twins, Hamlet and Judith. Shakespeare produced most of his known work between 1589 and 1613. His early plays were mainly comedies and histories. British traditions and customs. Almost every nation has a reputation of some kind. English people are very polite, disciplined, and never talk loud in the street or home. English people don't shake hands when meeting one another. They are always good-tempered and cheerful under difficulties. They all love gardens. Most men conversation are about gardens. Britain is a nation of animal lovers. They have about 5 million dogs, as many as cats. In Britain, they have special dog shops selling food, clothes, and other things for dogs. There are dog hairdressing salons and dog cemeteries, and so on. There are some traditions concerning food. The British people, they love cooking, and to the a good breakfast means porridge with fish, bacon, and eggs, toast, and marmalade, tea or coffee. They very love tea, and it's Windsor Castle. They're very famous in London, and a lot of people know it. This Ashmolean Museum in the London, and it's very famous and it's very old. It's Liverpool football team in England. They are very famous, of course. It's Daniel Jacob Radcliffe, actor, famous actor. It's Oxford University, and it's Stonehenge. It's British people, and that's all. It's Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin, he English naturalist, and so on. It's Adela Laurie Blue Atkins. She's a singer, and that's all. Thanks.
Hello everyone, my name is Dinara and I'm an intermediate level student. I would like to talk about two topics about Great Britain. They are Poppy Day and Burberry luxury British brand. English people have a lot of important days. One of them is Poppy Day. Poppy Day is a day. Poppy Day, 11 November, is a day when people in Britain remember the soldiers that died in the First World War, in the Second World War, and all other wars since. The first Poppy Day was in 1921. The First World War had ended 3 years earlier, but it was still very difficult, often impossible for ex-soldiers to find employment. So some of them start making and selling red papers of poppies. They gave the money that they raised to the ex-soldiers that they were unemployed, to the families of ex-soldiers that died. The choice of flower was significant. During the war, some soldiers began to growing the soldiers to the butter fields in Belgium and the north of France. The known poem from that time begins to these lines: the fields of poppies to the blow, between the crosses row and row, and something like that. The choice of flower was important. Some people in Britain choose the white poppies because they think that it is symbol of peace and symbol of peace. In the days leading up to Poppy Day, 32 million people in Britain buy and wear small poppies. The most important ceremony was in England. The Queen and Prime Minister lay wreaths of poppies to the cenotaph. It is a monument for the ex-soldiers. This is a photo of Poppy. next topic that I choose, it is Burberry. Burberry is one of the biggest fashion house in the world. Burberry Group PLC is a British luxury brand, manufacturer of clothes, accessories, and luxe class perfume. The history of Burberry began in 1856. 21 years old Thomas Burberry opened his own clothing store in Basingstoke in English County, Hampshire. After grandiose success, he opened the first shop in High Market in London in 1891. Now it is head office of Burberry. In 1920s years, the classical cage Burberry has been registered as a trademark. I'm sure that all we know about that. And today, Burberry luxury brand consist of 4 brands. They are Burberry, Burberry, Sport Burberry, the Persian Burberry, and Persian Burberry. Persian Burberry is a head of this. It is head of brand. It is a luxuries and for these clothes for runway. And today Burberry has 475 stores in 48 countries in the world. This is a photo of the Burberry. This is Burberry cage. This consists of white, beige, red, and black colors. That's all. And if you have a question, you are welcome.
Hello, my name is Gauhar, and I'm from intermediate level group, and I would like to introduce my inquiry journal. My inquiry journal has 12 topics. They are Great Britain, the Union Jack, the Queen and Parliament, the economy of Great Britain, London, the capital of Great Britain, popular British sports and games, the culture of Great Britain, the Beatles, Charlotte Bronte, Charles Chaplin, the Titanic, and the science in Great Britain. Today I would like to tell you about 2 topics. They are the Queen and Parliament and the Titanic. It's rather difficult to understand the British way of ruling the country. In Britain, the Queen is the head of the country, but she doesn't rule. The Queen is just a symbol of the country, and she is very rich, and she travels about the United Kingdom. She meets different people. And visits schools, hospitals, and other special places. The real power in the country belongs to British Parliament and the British and to British government. And the British Parliament has 2 houses: the Houses of Commons and the Houses of Lords. The House of Lords. The House of Lords doesn't have much power, but it's very important. As it can discuss and change laws, and it can delay laws too. The House of Commons makes laws about the policy of the country. The members of the House of Lords are not elected; they are selected. The members are permanent, and they are often aristocrats, people of the church, lawyers, and former politicians of life peers. The members of the House of Commons are elected. The British people elect 615 members of the House of Commons every 5 years. Then my second topic is Titanic. Titanic. Titanic is the second of the three ships types of the three ships twins types Olympic class. On 10th of April in 1912, it began his first flight. On Titanic were 2,224 people. On Sunday, 14th of April in 1920, at 11:14 p.m., Titanic faced with the ice, and in the hour of the night, both decks started to go under the water, and a little later the electricity went out, and the ship is quickly sinking, is broken into two parts. And at 2:13 in the morning, Titanic sank. From 2,224 humans saved, only 711. 1,513 people were killed. And the captain of the Titanic. When the ship hit the iceberg, the ship's captain, Edward John Smith, wasn't trying to save his life. Smith died exactly on the bridge when there from water pressure broken windows. But people say that the fact that his body hasn't been found, and. It's a picture a few seconds before the collision with water, and it's a picture when the Titanic faced with the iceberg. This is an iceberg, and it's a picture when the liner is going down, and people tried to save their life, and. The liner drowned in North Atlantic Ocean. It's not far from New York, and nowadays the Titanic is under the water, under the North Atlantic Ocean. That's all. Thank you very much. Thank you for your listening. If you have questions, I am ready to answer them.
What means the word RMC before the word Titanic?
Oh.
It's the first picture.
Mm-hmm.
RMC, what it means?
I don't know. That's all. Thank you.
My name is Nurbanu. In my inquiry journal, I have 12 topics. There are the United Kingdom, more about the United Kingdom, the British ways of life, holidays, climate, London, Prince Elizabeth II, Princess Diana, Robin Hood, William Shakespeare, Charles Dickens, and David Beckham. Now I want to tell you about Princess Diana and Charles Dickens. Diana, the former wife of the Prince Charles and the mother of Prince William and Harry. Diana Spencer was born on the 1st July in 1961, and she has got an education in Switzerland, and she came to England and worked as a teacher in the exclusive kindergarten. And it has got attracted attention of the royal family, and it begins their friendship with Prince Charles, and it has caused the interest of the press, and their wedding was on the 28th of July in 1981, but it was impossible to keep their marriage, and they divorced in 1996. She was very kind, and she was engaged in charity and visited a lot of people, hopeless people in the different countries all the world. As we know, the main media named Princess Diana the well-known woman of the 20th century, and unfortunately she died in 1997 in accident. And my second topic is about Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens, one of the great and the most popular English novelists, was born on the 7th of July in a small English town. He was a weak child and didn't like to take part in the noisy and active games. He was very clever and learned to read at an early age. When he was about 6 years old, someone took him to the theater for the first time, and he saw a play by Shakespeare. He liked it so much and decided to write a play of his own. And when it was ready, he performed it with his friends, and everybody enjoyed the performance. Charles Dickens, when he was about 9 years old, his family moved to London, and he had a very hard life. So he worked a lot. He worked at an early morning till late at night. His ambition was to go to school and to become a well-educated man. He go to school when he was about 12 years old, but he didn't finish his schooling. After 2 years of school, he worked again, and now he wrote a lot of poems and novels. He wrote novels about his childhood. It is among the Little Dorrit and Charles Coffeefield. That's all. Thank you for your listening. If you have any questions, I am ready to answer it. Thank you.
Angelina. I'm from upper intermediate group, and I'm your guide for tonight. You're my tourist, and I want you to take through the London. But firstly, I want to give you some briefly information about Great Britain. The United Kingdom of Great Britain is situated on the British Isles. The United Kingdom is made up of 4 countries: Belfast, Scotland, England and Northern Ireland. Their capitals are Belfast, Edinburgh, Cardiff and London. The United Kingdom is separated from the European continent by the North Sea and by the English Channel. The west coast of the United Kingdom is washed by Atlantic Ocean and the Irish Sea. The third phase of Great Britain varies very much. The mountains on the north is called highlands, while the beautiful valleys and plains in the south called lowlands. The United Kingdom is highly developed in industrial country. It's known as one of the largest producers of machinery, aircraft, shipbuildings, navigation equipment and textile. The United Kingdom is one of the smallest country in the world. Its population over 57 million, and about 80% of it is urban. The United Kingdom is a constitution monarchy. In laws, the head of country is queen, but as you know, in practice, she cannot rule. And now we start our trip. As you know, London is the capital of Great Britain. It is the 7th biggest city in the world. And there are more spoken languages in London than in any other city in the world. If London was a country, it was 8th biggest country in Europe. Many places in London are closely connected with the crown. The most important place in London, it is Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is the official residence of Queen Elizabeth II. As you can see, in front of Buckingham Palace, there is a monument of Queen Victoria. Many years ago, her husband made a wish to build to build a monument for her, while she was very strict and strong person. On the top, on the Buckingham Palace, there flag. When it is up, it means that Queen Elizabeth now at home, and if it's down, it means that Queen Elizabeth is out of Buckingham Palace. There are 600 rooms in Buckingham Palace. You can see design of it, royal rooms, and Queen Elizabeth II have an interesting hobby. She likes dogs, and she have over 30 dogs inside Buckingham Palace. Next sightseeing is the Mall. The Mall is a wide avenue used for royal procession. It runs from Trafalgar Square to Buckingham Palace through St. James Park. Tower of London. Tower of London. It is a group of ancient buildings on the east of the city, on the north bank of the Thames. Many years ago, it used to be a main prison, and now it is a historical museum. Trafalgar Square. Trafalgar Square, it is a square where all mass meetings and demonstrations take place. Nelson Column, it is a monument to Admiral Nelson on the Trafalgar Square. The column is 44 meters high, and figure on the top, it is 5 meters high. Westminster Abbey. Westminster Abbey is ancient park. It's an ancient church. Coronation ceremony of almost English queen or king take place there. Many famous people buried there. Piccadilly Circus. Piccadilly Circus. It is a square in the center of London. From this place, many famous streets radiate. East End. East End of London. It is the eastern part of the city. It is an industrial area of the port of the London on the Thames. The inhabitants of eastern part of London is poor people. West End. West End is the aristocratic part of the London, where you can see big hotels, offices, business centers. You can see a famous building as Concombre, as you know, I think. Hyde Park. Hyde Park is used to be hunting forest. Regent Park. Regent's Park. It is the home of the zoo, and the open air area. A theatre gives performances of Shakespeare places there in summer. The House of Parliament in London. It is a place of, also known as place of Westminster. Westminster is a place where members of Parliament gather to make laws. And the last sighting that we see today is Big Ben. Big Ben. It is a clock which strike hours of the clock hills on the House of the Parliament. It was named after the Benjamin Hall. It was the first commissioner that time. It was hung. And thank you for your attention. Our trip is end, and welcome with your questions if you have. No questions, thank you.
Hello, my name is Bakhchan. I am from upper intermediate group. I found a lot of interesting topics about the United Kingdom, so I want to share it with you. So, let's start. The United Kingdom, the population of United Kingdom is nearly 60 million. The population lives mostly in cities and towns. The British nation consists of the English, the Scots, the Welsh, and the Irish. The climate of the Great Britain is mild. It is not too hot in summer, it is not too cold in winter. The famous universities of England: Glasgow University, Cambridge, and Oxford. The Loch Ness Lake. The Loch Ness Lake, well known in the world thanks to the legend of Loch Ness Monster. Loch Ness Monster. It's called Nessie. And so the fresh water in the lake is greater than the total amount of the fresh water in England and Wales. So on the lake we have artificial islands, and we have a museum about there's a museum about Loch Ness Monster. This is a picture. Stonehenge. One of the most archaeological site, one of the most famous archaeological site, and scientists said that ancient people built this. I don't know. I forget. Protection of environment. Protection of environment is a major. Protection of environment is a major issue in Great Britain. Acid rain kills enormous amount of fish in Great Britain, and the government provides more control programs, and 10 national parks have been established in England and Wales, 4 in Scotland, and their aim to conserve the natural beauty and wildlife and cultural heritage. The Great Fire. It was in 1666. The city was very busy. It was very crowded, and the houses were made of wood and close together. That's the fire began on Monday. The fire began on Monday, on 2nd September. By Monday, 300 houses are burned down. 300 houses were burned down, and by the Wednesday, the fire was under control, and but 100,000 of people were homeless. This is a picture of Great Fire. This is London. The Parliament, you said it about it. And Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria was a strong queen. She had 9 children, 4 daughters and 5 daughters and 4 sons. She came to throne in 1837 and reigned until her death, 1901. She was very popular, but her husband Prince Albert died in 1861. That was tragedy for Queen, and she left London. During her reign, the Britain became a rich industrial country and empire with a lot of colonies. Facts about Henry VIII. Henry VIII had 2 older brothers, but at the age of 18 he became a king of England. He was famous. He loved entertainment, and he adorned himself with jewelry. And he had 6 wives, and pictures of them. This is a picture of them. He had two daughters and 1 son, and he Here, father of Elizabeth I. Elizabeth I. The Grand Exhibition. In the Victorian era, Britain was famous for the good products that she invented, manufactured, and sold. Prince Albert, husband of Queen, had decided that Great Britain is an ideal place for Grand Exhibition. He wanted to collect new inventions from the world and showcase to people. And the Grand Exhibition designed by Joseph Paxton, and Joseph Paxton give name. It's called Crystal Palace. This is a picture. After 60 years, Crystal Palace burned down. It's guys from Liverpool. I think you know. It's Beatles. John Lennon was in his earliest days. He was a very bad boy, but he had a bad personality. He was a hooligan. He had own band. Paul McCartney was exemplary boy in school, but after her mother died, he gave up studies and started to learn. Started playing guitar. And Ringo Starr was a sickly boy. He didn't finish his school. Right, gentlemen, I think you know who is this. It's Francis Drake. Francis Drake is very brave and bold person. He is a captain and pirate. And that's all. And Elizabeth I personally made him a knight. That's all. This is a picture. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Diaz and welcome to my presentation. I'm going to tell you about British people, but before I tell you some facts about England. Firstly, let's talk about pub and bars. The smallest pub in the world the smallest pub in the world is located in London in Hotel Dove Inn, and it's measuring just 1.2 to 2.4 meters squared. The second most smallest bar in the world is Nutshell, which is located in in the basement of Memorial Saint Edmund. It was opened by the order of King Charles II, who suddenly wanted to drink. Did you know that in the elementary school Byron, on the Barker Road in Bradford, only 26 out of 700 pupils are English their native language? Approximately 2/3 of them are Pakistani origin, 1/4 from the Bangladesh, and the rest are British or mixed roots. Do you know who is Sherlock Holmes? Sherlock Holmes is a literary character created by Conan Doyle, who is a famous London-based private investigator. Conan Doyle believed himself the stories about Sherlock Holmes, such as light reading matter, and he didn't share enthusiasm of readers. And moreover, he was irritating that readers preferred his work more than other creations of writer, while he considered himself as the author of historical novel. So he wanted to stop his story and by eliminating main character in a battle with Professor Moriarty. Okay. These are the pictures of Sherlock Holmes, as you see. Group of British researchers found the perfect formula of tea. Newspaper Daily Mail announced that according to the formula, tea should be drunk just 6 minutes later it was brewed. Why 6 minutes later? Because the drink reached temperature of 60 degrees, which scientists think is optimal. Of course, you shouldn't count time each occasions, but they recommend to drink it no later than 17 minutes, because it will drop to 45 degrees of Celsius and it will not be tasty. Okay. Let's talk about Britons. Do you know that every Briton is suffering from a hangover more than 5 years? On average, a UK resident of total spends more than 5 years of his life in a crapulent state. This amounts to 1,926 days or 5.27 years. Every second Brit gives his car a nickname. During the study, experts surveyed 3,000 Britons between age 70 and 45. It was found that approximately quarter gives name in honor of celebrities. The most popular are Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sheryl Cole, Angelina Jolie, Lady Gaga. Yes. Among the popular nicknames come across such original findings such as Rust Bucket or Babe Mobile. 1 in 10 British can't, including adults, prefer to sleep with their favorite plush toy in their arms. This data received professionals of one of companies specializing in production of bedding. Participants in survey found that the highest proportion of respondents, 57%, often can't sleep because of worries about financial difficulties or work. Every second Brit sincerely believes that fast food is healthy food. The survey of residents of Great Britain showed that every second of them said that pizza is healthy food if the top is decorated with tomatoes, peppers, and spinach. Moreover, 20% of Brits classified typical English fast food such as fish and chips as a healthy food. And another 20% say that pizza, including to that group, regardless of the topping. Hero of soap opera, Phil Mitchell, as evidenced by public opinion, is twice better known than Iraqi President Saddam Hussein. In survey participated approximately 1,000 Britons in age of 16. Half of them watching news 1 hour a day. And 86% of them regularly watch the ups and downs of characters of soap operas, reality shows, or comedy series such as Friends. Request to name at least one world leader has put the dead end for 11% of respondents. They couldn't recall even the British Prime Minister Tony Blair. Every fifth Briton earns less than minimum subsistence level. A study conducted by the Institute of Resolution Foundation showed that approximately 20% of British people earns less than subsistence level. From 1st October in the UK has increased the minimum wage. Plank was set at 6.8 pounds a hour, whereas before it was 5.98. Before we go to the next topic, I will explain what is chlamydia. Chlamydia, an infection caused by chlamydia trachomatis, which could be sexually transmitted. Chlamydia could cause trachoma, conjunctivitis, urogenital infection, venereal lymphogranuloma. So, about chlamydia. According to the BBC, a career of chlamydia can be called 1 in 10 Britain. In the UK, 13% of young men aged between 20 and 24 and 12% of women between 16 and 19 are infected with chlamydia. This data obtained from the results of screening of 180,000 people. Thanks, it's my presentation. I'm waiting for your questions.
Hello, my name is Maksat. I'm from upper intermediate level and I want to tell about my inquiry journal. In my inquiry journal there are several topics about Great Britain, and they are Great Britain and all parts of Great Britain. It's Wales, Scotland and England. The climate of Great Britain, types of transport, the Houses of Parliament, Stratford-upon-Avon, Royal Guards and the 2012 Summer Olympic Games. I choose the most interesting information and I want to start with the House of Parliament. In the middle of the 11th century, King Edward I moved his court to the place of Westminster, which is situated in a central site near the River Thames. In 1265, Parliament was created by two houses: the House of Lords and the Commons. The House of Lords met in place of Westminster, while the House of Commons didn't have a permanent location. In 1530, King Henry VIII moved his court to Whitehall Place, but the House of Lords continued to meet in the place of Westminster. And in 1547, the House of Lords did it too, confirming that the place of Westminster is the central seat of government. There were a lot of attempts to break security of the place of Westminster, and one of the famous one was the Gunpowder Plot of 1605. It was created by Roman Catholic gentry to reestablish Catholicism in England, and replace by killing the Protestant King James I and replacing him with Catholic monarch. To this end, they put large quantities of gunpowder under the House of Lords, and one of the main conspirators, Guy Fawkes, had to detonate it during the state opening of Parliament in 5th of November in 1605. But it was discovered, and all conspirators were either arrested or trying to escape capture. And after it, since then, the cellars of Parliament have been searched by yeoman warders in every at every state opening of Parliament. I think you wonder who these yeoman warders, and my next topic will be about it. Royal Guards. The man you see in front of Buckingham Palace is the Queen's Guard. Staying there, it's only their ceremonial duties, and they have operational duties too, as a professional soldier in the UK and around the world. Queen's Guards are all part of the household division, which is made up by 7 regiments. The Life Guards, Blues and Royals, and 5 guards of household division. I'm sorry, I forgot about pictures. Okay, and of course, yeoman warders. Yeoman warders are also known as beefeaters. They are colorfully dressed bodyguards on duty at the Tower of London. Tower of London have been fortress and royal place over the 900 years. One of their main ceremonial duties is daily ceremony of the case. And my next topic about the 2012 Summer Olympic Games. Summer Olympic Games will be held in London from 27 of July to 12 of August, followed by the Paralympics Games from 29 of August to 9th of September. Before, London has hosted Olympic Games in 1908 and 1948. The Olympics Games organizing committee has announced that the closing ceremony will be titled with the Symphony of British Music. The theme will be celebrate the fact that the music is one of the Britain's strongest culture exports over last 50 years, and it's a mascot of Olympic Games. And some interesting facts about Great Britain. Do you know that William the Conqueror ordered that everyone should go to bed at 8 o'clock? William I, also known as William the Conqueror, was the first Norman king of England from 1066 until 1087. In Chester, you can only shoot a Welsh person with bow and arrow inside the city walls and after midnight. Chester is a city in Cheshire, England. The shortest war was between Zanzibar and England. Zanzibar surrounded after 38 minutes. There are over 30,000 of John Smith in Britain. Nowhere in Britain is more than 75 miles from the sea. Dying in the House of Parliament is illegal. London has been called Londonium, Ludenvik, and Ladenburg, and I was shocked with this information. And Queen Anne had 17 children, and all of them died before she did. That's all. Thank you for your listening. If you have questions, you are welcome.
Hello, my name is Kengiz Nurdolet. I'm from upper intermediate level. So I want to say, firstly, I want to say, please wake up. It is only one topic left, and it is my topic. Before me, Angelina has an interesting trip to London. Bakhchan told us about great people of Great Britain. Diaz told us funny and interesting statistics and facts about Great Britain. And Maksat told us a lifeguard of Royal. And I will talk about the climate of the Great Britain. You know that climate depends on location of state, and Great Britain is located on islands, and it is washed from all sides by seas. That's why the nature and climate of Great Britain is very specific. And there is a more popular belief that in Great Britain it rains all the time, but it is just simply not true, because in fact London gets rain no more than other European cities. Okay, let's talk about seasons of the year. The first, spring. Spring is a period from March to May, and spring is generally cold, cool, and dry season. And one interesting thing that thunderstorms and the heavy showers can develop occasionally, particular towards the end of the season. Let's turn to the most coldest topic of my inquiry journal. It is summer. Summer lasts from June to September, and it is the warmest season. In summer, interesting thing is okay, let's go on. Autumn. Autumn is in the United Kingdom lasts from October to November. The season is notorious for being unsettled because the north from north there are cold air, and from south there are hot air, and from tropics. And when they came across, there are a hurricane or tornado. And in autumn, that's very interesting. The force of hurricane can be greater than 119 kilometers per hour. Okay, let's go on. These some pictures of autumn. And to the most hottest topic of the Inquirer Journal is winter. Winter is United Kingdom is defined as lasting from December to February. Is generally cold because at night there are minus 10 degrees Celsius, and in day there can rise to 15 degrees Celsius. And one interesting thing of winter is that the snow can lie from 1 to 6 months. Thank you for watching and listening.